Welcome to this week's Geek versus Geek, everyone. I'm your judge, Gavin, and we like to, once a week, pit our own geeky hosts against each other over sometimes inanely stupid topics, like this week's. So, this week is the magical subject battle. I want to know, what is the worst subject you could possibly take at a magic school curriculum? So, player one is...
I'm Pocky, and I'm Scrollology, the study of scrolls, signs, and other magical seals.
I'm already snoring. Player two is...
I'm Harley, and I hate math, so I chose numerology.
I'm already snoring too. This is going to be a really hard debate to decide who wins because they both picked really bad subjects.
Also, he's going to be asleep for most of it.
Here's how it works. Each player gets 1 minute opening arguments to defend their choice. Then they get 1 minute rebuttal to argue the opponent's choice. And then they get 1 minute closing. Then I get to decide who wins at the end. Sounds simple? We'll see. So, Pocky, your minutes for your opening starts now.
Scrollology is the study of scrolls, signs, and other magical seals. This is one of the most complicated things you could ever do. An unsteady hand, a ability to not do art or anything else, or your paper sucks, or any other 1 million things that can go wrong during your class could make you instantly fail. Also could bring the apocalypse, bring a demon, or cause a swarm of man-eating bunny rabbits to swarm the castle and devour the entire school. Yes, you have numerology that's boring, but that's just the study of math. Little can you know that you accidentally screwing up on a piece of paper could end your very school's existence. That is why Scrollology is the worst, because no other subject could literally end the existence other than potion making, really. But nobody takes that class.
15 seconds.
I'm done.
You always have such quick, to the point opening arguments.
Well, it's what a good lawyer does. Objection!
Overruled!
Take that!
Hey, that's my choice, not yours. All right. Harley, your opening arguments start now.
As a student, I failed math. A lot. I can just imagine magical math with no calculators. They make you do all the work in your head. You don't have electronic devices at magic schools. They don't work once you pass the barrier, so the non-magical people can't see it. So what if your Scrollology blows up the school? It means I don't have to take math.
30 seconds.
I can imagine most of America will agree with me.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Wow, such quick opening arguments, like you're afraid to talk, like I'm gonna fall asleep here. So yeah, both
What are
of
you,
you
Professor Benz? You gonna fall asleep teaching class?
Oh, well, let me tell you, youngster. Let me pull out my stopwatch and tell you about numerology.
Unfortunately, he died in the middle of that speech, came back at Coast, and now he won't stop talking about numerology.
That was the terrible numerology teacher.
I also want to know what magical school stops you from bringing in a cell phone, because you know Harry Potter had a cell phone.
They don't have cell phones.
You know he did.
No, there was a seal.
There's a seal. All the electronic devices don't work past the seal.
Yeah.
What a dick headmaster.
Also, according to in the Dresden universe, at a certain level of knowing magic, technology doesn't work with you because it goes against
All right,
reality.
so
So no calculators.
No.
it's time for our 1 minute rebuttal round, and we're going to start with Pocky. You start now.
You know, yes, you're right. You have to do math in your head. That's fine. You know what? You can pull out a piece of paper. You can go 2 + 2 equals, hold on, 2, 4. Okay, you're fine. Now try to draw an ancient runes or seals and try to make sure that when you summon an imp, that you keep it sealed at the same time after summoning. You screw this up. Now you have a 6-foot-tall imp that's running amok through the school. Some people can't do math. Some people can't do art. Some people, are left-handed, which means as they're writing, they're smearing the ink and everything else, and they've got now magical runes on their hand, and now their hand's possessed, and it's like, hey! Like that. You know, it's fine. But numerology, you're just stuck doing boring things.
10 seconds.
And yes, with scroll magic, it can be entertaining, but at the end of the day, do you really want to wash your hands from the blood of a virgin? Because that's what it takes to summon whatever it is you did.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you formatted the argument just so you could hit me.
He
No.
did.
You get 1 a year. That was your 1. Everybody
He already
gets
hit
1
you
a year.
earlier.
When?
Earlier in the year.
That,
When did I hit you?
He flailed on you like this earlier in the year.
that's right. So you already used your 1.
But you already hit me too.
Minus points for Gryffindor. You lose points for being a
but I-
tattletale know-it-all.
That's Slytherin.
All right.
Just wait for my father to hear this.
I don't care. All right, your 1 minute rebuttal for his arguments starts now.
All right. So what if you have lefties that smear magical scrolls stuff all over the wall and get possessed and hit your professor in the face. That's a normal day at Hogwarts, man. I can imagine it had been really boring after Hogwarts after Harry left. It'd all go back to
Well, he
being
goes
normal.
back to be a teacher, so yeah, that's fine.
No, he's not a teacher. Neville goes back to being a teacher. But still, I mean, magical numbers, I can just imagine the horror. You have terrible dreams about waking up in math class as a normal person in your underwear. Imagine waking up in a magical school in your underwear and realizing it's not a dream anymore. I'd rather do scrollology any day. Anybody can do art, even if it's crappy art. At least, a giant 10-foot imp would, be entertaining. I wouldn't fall asleep in the middle of class.
Are you done? So her rebuttal to you is draw a kindergarten ogre and it comes to life?
Yes,
Or
do
smear
it.
runes on the wall with feces? I don't quite know what your argument was right there, just so you know.
His class was better than my class.
I was stuck on the way you were doing it like a stoner. Man, it's just we're doing Hogwarts.
The day at Hogwarts, man.
Come on, man. We're just chill
It's
it.
just magic, man. It's just
It's called the
magic.
magic.
I'm imitating the Hufflepuff of the studio, Jeffrey.
The Hufflepuff of the studio. All
The
right.
Hufflepuff.
1 minute closing arguments for this fine battle of insanity. Who thought of this one? Was it me?
You.
You.
I don't know. I thought you
We
guys
came
a
up with the
challenge.
subject. We came up with the subjects. You came up with the.
But you came up with the craziest topic. So
Indeed.
your 1 minute closing starts now.
You know what? Fine. Numbers can do weird things to you, like accidentally summoning you into your math class with no clothes on. That's weird, but fine. It probably also happens to the rest of your class. You know what doesn't happen to the rest of your class? You have to go out there and buy art supplies for the scrolls. And as any art student will tell you, those aren't cheap. And you're probably going to have to get as much money out of them as you can. Paper, not cheap. Canvases, I think. And you probably have to get not the cheap generic stuff from like HEB or something. You have to go to some ancient shop that only sells the most expensive papers because that's what your school supplies is called for. And yeah, maybe you need 200 or 300 feet of scroll. Do you know how much they charge by the inch? That stuff is not cheap. Blood of the virgins does not come cheap either. You have to make sure they're real virgins too, not like artificial virgins who
5
tell you
seconds.
they haven't done anything. But no, you have to get the real virgin blood. That's not cheap. Scroll magic is not cheap, kids.
All right. Is there a version of Harry Potter HEB? Like, what would you have to walk through to get to the magic HEB?
You go to Diagon Alley and they give you a school supplies list. It's all the same school supplies. There's no
I'm
separate
not talking
magical
about that.
scroll.
I'm talking about where the hell is magical HEB?
Oh,
we
it
go
goes
by
to the back of
generic school
Walmart.
supply.
Well,
You go and knock on the door at Walmart and they walk you to the magical
no.
HEB.
So there is a magical American houses, and there is one in
We
Texas.
know that, but where's the magical HEB? You
Oh, it's in
brought
Houston.
by a
It's in
generic.
Houston. Yeah.
How do you? Okay.
You have to go into your fireplace and you have to say magical butt,
have
and
to
then you
go.
enter.
Magical
you're right.
butt.
Magical
Your
butt.
1 minute closing argument starts now.
All right, so still, they have the same school supplies. There's no extra school supplies needed. You just take your little school supplies list, and you've already pre-bought all that for all your other classes as well, Pocky. All you need is your scroll and your quills and your ink and your textbooks. There's nothing special needed. Magical math. You still don't have a magical calculator to pull the numbers out of.
Actually, I think they had those.
No, there was no magical calculator. They had this weird little pegboard and you had to move.
An abacus?
Yes, and then you have a scale. That's your magical math.
Yeah, advocates are actually very accurate.
Are
No,
you
they're
done with
not.
your closing argument?
Yes.
All
10
right.
points to Gryffindor.
No, I get to assign points, not you. So this has been pretty interesting. Magical math, which seems completely backwards because they don't use technology, they use abacuses. Or scroll making from an artist's perspective who loves to draw. I don't understand. I
don't understand either.
we
Magical
all make
art is
stuff.
awesome.
Yes.
And I get to summon giant things that are going to destroy the school, so I don't have to do classes that
Harley
day?
wins for worse because math. I hate math. I don't do that.
See, but I love
You
that.
trash being a creative magician and drawing stuff
no,
and making it come true or
I-
rude.
Are you a lefty, Pocky?
I am a lefty.
That's
So
why.
he's the one smearing. He had a
I
hard
do
time
sculpting.
Smearing
magical
things
runes.
everywhere.
I do sculpting. I do magic. I do golem making.
So you
So-
make homunculus.
You said redonkulous.
I said homunculus.
Homunculus.
I thought you said redonkulous. Okay, that's time to wrap
Ridiculous.
up this Geek versus Geek topic. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. We'll be back with more Geek versus Geek every week right here on the show. But right now it's time to get into our main topic. Let's go to magic school with our guests, Mika and Brandon. So you guys are going to have lots of fun with this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.